Hi, I'm Reed Brodnik. I'm a PhD student here at Chesapeake Biological Laboratory, and I'm advised by Dr. Tom Miller. I'm researching black sea bass, which is a marine grouper species. I'm researching their movement patterns. They move seasonally, so during the winter months they spend their time offshore, and when water's warm near the coast in the springtime, they move closer to shore and northward, and then spend their summers close to shore. What I'm hoping to discover is whether or not adult black sea bass return to the same geographic area year after year. We go on cruises off of Ocean City, Maryland, and there are other folks going in the other states from Massachusetts to North Carolina. We go out on a charter fishing vessel and we use hook and line, so fishing rods and reels, to collect adult black sea bass from their reef structures that they live on the coast. It's thought that black sea bass exist as one single large, well-mixed population from Massachusetts to North Carolina, but if adult black sea bass return to the same geographic area year after year, a more appropriate management strategy might treat these fish as sort of distinct subpopulations and should be managed as such. I've conducted one field season so far this past summer, and what otoliths are these hard structures that exist in the heads of fish, and they accumulate rings seasonally as trees do. So during the growing season, when the fish are growing fast, the rings are more spread apart, and during the winter season, when the fish aren't growing as fast, these rings create sort of a zone in the otolith that we can see under a microscope. And by counting the number of rings, we can actually age the fish to the number of years old that it is. Composition of each ring in the otolith is reflective of the chemistry of the water in which the fish was in during that season. So by looking at the chemistry of each ring from the fish that I collect, I will be able to tell the body of water along the Atlantic coast that the fish was in during that season. That will provide us evidence that fish may be returning to the same area year after year. To try to use this technique to develop the seasonal movement patterns of fishes is relatively new, and it's advancing with advances in technology for analyzing the chemistry. Black sea bass support a highly valuable fishery economically and ecologically in this region. They support one of the largest commercial fisheries, so these are fish that are sold to markets and restaurants, and they also support a valuable recreational fishery, which are just people with boats going out to catch fish for personal consumption. So knowledge of their movement patterns and being able to incorporate the appropriate movement patterns into how management agencies set quotas and determine the population size of black sea bass is very important to ensure that the fishery is sustainable into the future.